Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool duck telephone. This duck's in pretty good condition, and this is John's telephone from New Jersey. And he's got a note here talking about how the eyes do not light up and no one can hear you when you're talking, and there is no quacking sound when you get a call. So basically this is the initial checkout, and we have the quacker unit that's in the bottom of the duck. We have that out, and then we have everything plugged in, and then we'll pick up the duck. Now it just sees the line. You can see it. It sees the analyzer, but no lights came on. The LEDs in the eyes for the duck have not lit up. So another thing we want to do is we want to check our numbers, and they are dialing, but there's no transmit. If you watch this light here and I transmit into the handset, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you can hear this, I don't know, there's a staticky noise kind of coming from the telephone now that dial tone has been taken away. See if you can hear that. Okay. But we do have dial tone. So what it comes down to is we have receive, and we're able to dial out, but when dial tone is taken away, we can hear a slight electrical noise coming from the telephone from the receive side. No transmit, and no lights are lighting for the duck's eyes. Now let's go ahead and ring the duck. A ring cycle went by and it is not quacking like it's supposed to. And some of the circuitry for this quacker is up in the telephone. Now we'll disconnect the line real quick, and I have the duck loose, the handset. And here we have the lines that are going up into the eyes. Now I see one is a little smashed, but that wouldn't be our problem. We're going to have to do some troubleshooting on our PC board here. But what I want to do real quick is I want to go ahead and remove some of the screws that hold this board, this PC board in. And I want to pick this up. And kind of spin it around here. And what we're going to have to do now is we're going to have to go into this PC board and troubleshoot what's going on with the duck here. We definitely want to get the eyes back and our transmit, and then the ring cycle, which is a quacking noise. So what we're going to do is take a short break. We're going to start the troubleshooting process, and we'll get right back to the video. Okay, we're back now, and we're kind of into a really heavy troubleshoot and repair situation here. We found a lot of parts that were bad, and I'm going to kind of go through them and show you kind of what's going on. The mic element has been replaced because this telephone was surged, evidently. There was an awful lot of problems that it caused, and I'm going to go in and show you some things about the LEDs in the duck's eyes. Now what we have here is about 3 germanium diodes, and these are Zener diodes, and not all germanium diodes are Zener diodes, and so we have about 3 of them here, And then we have a silicon diode. And then we have our mic element that's been replaced. And I want to show you something here. Right here, what you're going to see is an LED that I have hooked up. And it's hooked up into the circuit that the eyes, the LEDs and the eyes for the duct are. Now when I pick up the hook switch, you're going to see this LED light. But you don't see the duct size light. And so when this was surged, I don't think I've ever seen this before where the electrical surge actually took the LEDs out for the eyes of the duct. And so I know in the past I've replaced an LED or two in the duct eyes, but the problem with it is this is cosmetic. So whatever goes on inside of the telephone, that's another issue because you don't ever see that. But when it comes to the eyes, that's a cosmetic issue. So now the eyes are going to have to be replaced. As you can see, the LED is lighting there, and I just had that LED in the circuit to show you on the video that the circuit does have power now that we've went through it, troubleshooted, and replaced a bunch of parts. Problem is the eyes aren't lighting any longer, so they're going to have to be replaced. And we also want to take away dial tone here, and if I tap on the mic, you can see over here, you can see that it has modulation. So what I'll do is I'll talk into it, transmit 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. Hello, hello. Of course, we have dial tone. We knew that. But the eyes aren't lighting. So that's a big issue because now we have to go in and try to take these eyes out, and they're up in the neck and the head of the duct. And that's going to be a very difficult situation. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and take a break from the video, and now we're going to have to get into this duct and change his eyes. Also, from the beginning of the video, we talked about a note that John had sent in where he didn't have the quacking sound. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to ring the duct. And of course the LED lights when that happens too. I'll let that go one more time. We'll walk through our numbers. I'm going to end in a 2. Ring it one more time because that was one of the issues. Okay. So now that we have made it this far into the repair, now it comes time to deal with the eyes. And I've done a couple of them, but it's a little touch and go on the eyes because that's a cosmetic issue now. And so we're just going to have to take a break from the video and get into the eyes and try to replace them and see where it goes now. And we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so we're back now, and a few things took place while we were on break here working on this telephone away from the video. We have replaced both of our LED lights that are for the eyes of the duck, and they were both bad. It's probably I think it's the first time I've ever seen a power surge take out the eyes of the duck. Okay, we're back now, and the duck looks a little different than it did, and it's all ready to be checked out and do the final checkout, and then we can get this back to John, and he should be pretty happy to be able to use his duck again, because this duck had a lot of problems, and after some troubleshooting and repairing and a bunch of a pile of parts here, we are finished up with the duck. And here's his LED lights for his eyes. We're going to get them out of the way, and then we got a diode, another diode. We had another one here too, and that's silicon. Then we had a microphone element, and so we'll move them out of the way, and we'll go ahead and ring the duck. And what you're going to see is his eyes light now, which is the proper way that it should look. We'll let that go a couple times. Let that go one more time. Go ahead and answer. Give you some dial tone. If you watch the analyzer, we're going to walk through our numbers. I'm going to end in a 2. And then I'm going to go ahead and modulate. If you watch that red light while I transmit, that'll show you 100% modulation on that red light on the analyzer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know all that is working. We have transmit and we have receive. We have our lights for our eyes back. And I'm going to stop the dial tone. And like I mentioned earlier, I like to, when I'm replacing the lights in these eyes for the duck, I haven't done that many of them because there's, LEDs usually last for a very, very long time. And for one of them to burn out, I could understand. But since this duck had a power surge, we know for a fact that the LEDs were taken out at the same time. But when I get a chance to work on the eyes, I like to let the eyes that we replace protrude a little bit, because I think from the factory a lot of times what happened is they pushed the eyes in so far and they did not protrude out from the duck's eye enough to really get a good visual effect. And so that's why I like to leave mine out just a little bit. Okay, so now let's do this. Let's go ahead and switch this duck over into a regular line. And I'm going to go ahead and call a time and temp number. But I want to let you know that if you hear any digital garbled noise, it's going to be coming from the recording at the time and temp. I think they need a technician. They've had some noise on their line, and it's in their recording, so that will be coming from the recording and not the telephone.
Today is Monday, February 20th. The time is 10:49. Current temperature 51 degrees. Showers becoming likely tonight. Scattered thunderstorms possible. Lows around 40. Mostly cloudy early Tuesday, then partly sunny, a high in the mid-50s.
Okay, So what we're going to do now is I'm going to dial my number and it'll be busy. Okay, and we can dial one other number. I'm not going to talk to them. Give you some dial tone here.
Thank you for calling Walmart.
Okay. Give you another look at the eyes. The duck is in very good condition, and now that we know that he's finished up and everything has been repaired, we can get this duck back to John, and he can go home. So we're going to ring this telephone one more time, and I'll let you hear the quack sound that it puts out, it produces. Now what we have is we have the duck on high, and I'm going to turn it on low, or I'll turn it off. Let's hit a ring cycle. You can see a ring cycle. I'll start it. Look. Now I don't know if you can tell on the video, but it's going to be lower than high, and then we turn it on high. You may have heard that on the video. I'll let it go one more time. Walk through our numbers. End in a 2. Dial tone. Take dial tone away. Transmit into the handset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. Okay, so we know everything is finished up on the duck, and you know, these duck phones are really cool. They're very sought after. We get quite a few in for repair because people want to save them, and they're unique. And John's duck here is in very good condition, so you know, it's just we get calls about them all the time, so they're a very sought after type telephone, and they're just really cool. So this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. This is John's Duck from New Jersey. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.